And I'm going to keep that saying, it's never too late. Yes. And thank you so much, fellow members and guests, that you have given me the opportunity to become a better speaker. And second, thank you, because you gave me the chance to go back into my life and reevaluate all these incidents that made me who I am. You guessed right, I'm going to talk to you about myself, mainly not what I did, but mainly what I am and what I believe. In other words, Pavlos would say, my trajectory, emotional and life. Yes. 3 stories are going to help me. The first story I first heard when I was 13 years old. It's about Diogenes, the ancient Greek philosopher, the cynical philosopher. He was indifferent to wealth, and he lived a very poor life. He had to eat lentils every day, because this is what he could afford then. On the other hand, there was Aristippus, who was also a philosopher, and he lived a very wealthy life. Why? Because he flattered the king. One day they met, and then Aristippus said to Diogenes, Diogenes, if only you would learn to flatter the king, you wouldn't have to eat lentils every day. And then Diogenes answered, and you, Aristippus, if only you would learn to eat lentils, you wouldn't have to flatter the king. Yes, that made me, I was young, but that made me think a lot. Why would Diogenes live a life like that? And I got it. After deep thinking, I got it. He wanted to maintain his integrity. Because if you want to live a wealthy life, sometimes you have to leave your ideas behind and flatter people and not do what you are meant to do, not do what is written in your DNA. And then I decided that ever since I would live my life like that. This is my top 1 virtue. This is the top virtue in my value system. And this is what I am planning to keep in my life, integrity. So, the second story is more personal. I was brought up in a typical Greek family, very protected, not knowing anything about real life, and all this changed all of a sudden when I was 16. It was a very bad incident. My mother got sick with cancer. And things turned upside down. I had to take up responsibilities I wasn't ready for. And then what would I do? Stay there sucking my finger and cry? No. I decided, they say that every cloud has a silver lining. Yes, this was my lining, that I would have to acquire abilities and knowledge that would help me cope with life and hardships that would come. And yes, this is what I do ever since. I try to make options for myself and be prepared for life to come. This is me and I like it. Well, years went by, and the third story is about something that happened to me when I was 19 years old. A very big truck violated the red lights and knocked me down. And I was seriously injured. I had a very serious injury on the head. I was taken to the hospital, lots of blood coming out of my ear. The doctors were very worried that I wouldn't make it, but I did make it. And nothing was left on my body, but something was left on my soul and in my mind. And this was the idea that life is short and fragile, and nobody knows how long it's going to last for us. And then we have to seize every day. And it's up to us to make it that every day is happy and every moment of it. And I do that ever since. Of course, I must confess that at first I was a bit confused. I didn't know what to do, live for the present only for the future acquiring knowledge? Well, the personal solution I gave to this problem is that every day of our life we have to acquire knowledge that, and to do things that are good for our mind, our soul, and our body, and not only for us, but also for the people around us, and also for the society. And this is what I do every day, every moment. And this gives me much joy, because I think this is the meaning of life. Thank you so much for hearing me. Please, don't spare me. Write your opinion and everything you want to tell me. Thank you.
At this moment, I will